Welcome back to our podcast.
Hey.
Wait, we just did this.
It felt like yesterday.
It felt like yesterday, almost. So this is another little separate series we're doing other than the 21st hour. If you might be saying, hey, these guys are familiar. We've seen them before. Well, that was our first episode, and this is a slightly separate series. We're titling Holmes and Metro.
Holmes and Metro in the morning.
TM, coming soon. We'll see if we get that for community. But no, this is going to be a little bit different, but in a similar vein of just us wanting to share a little more, talk a little more. And so this is kind of our little more relaxed series podcast.
Kick back a little bit.
Fun
okay,
side.
maybe not. We have the mic.
I know we have to. Producer was getting mad at us for that. So, but yeah, a quick recap of just the last time is, so we did our intro for the 21st hour. This is our intro for Holmes and Metro. And so this is going to be, like I said, slightly different. It's just going to be us kind of just shooting the breeze, hanging out a little more, talking our favorite movies, TV shows, stuff. But last time was our skill acquisition. Again, you can link it down below the first episode, but it's us inspired from Josh Kaufman's The First 20 Hours, us bettering ourselves, learning a ton of skills, getting cracked at everything you can think of under the sun. And so that's a little more like, maybe a little more business side, a little more like heart to it is like we want to better ourselves. This is more of like we want to hang out and have fun. So yeah. that's kind of where we're at.
So come chill with us.
Please come chill with us. But give them why Holmes and Metro.
Okay, so
people have been asking. People have been DMing me.
People have been asking. So
what is with the Metro? Talk to me.
Metro is great. So for those that don't know, I started Fortnite. What was it like? It was December 2023.
Was it season 1?
It was season 1. It was
I think it was slightly before that.
But we don't talk about that.
We were getting hyped up for the return, the OG Fortnite.
I will say this. So we were doing a LAN party, and we were all playing, and they said, let's have Mitch. Let's have Metro do be the party leader. And I remember playing, not knowing how to do it. I felt like I couldn't keep up. I was like, how are they moving so fast?
Mitch was pretty noob. In fairness, so was I when I first started, and that was like back in 2020. So
it was bad. It was really bad. But just quick little fun thing. I don't know if you remember this, but so I was the party leader. First game. Do you remember who had like what the most amount of kills was in that game?
It was like 20 something.
No.
30?
37.
I remember that.
Almost a fourth of the map. Not a fourth. Even more than that.
It was more than that, yeah.
40%.
It was a lot.
Almost 40% was done by one character.
And how many kills did you get?
I think I got killed 37 times. Anyways, so started really, really like, I was a noob. But I was kind of like playing along, doing my own thing. I really loved Oscar. He was my skin of choice in chapter 5, season 1.
That's been your go-to since.
I still
it's respect.
Still play with him. Anyways, so I'm playing duos with this 37 kill count guy, just so that I could get better. Got to get better. And we were just waiting in the lobby, waiting for to boot into a game. And this is what my lobby music was. I'm going to play it for everyone. So here, we'll take a listen.
Listen in.
So this is what I heard. Many of you will recognize it. Okay, so just a classic like OG lobby music. Get a little Metro.
If we took a poll from that, people would side.
Everyone would know what it says. So it says Metro. But I reach out to my squad mate, my duo mate, as you will, and I say, does it say your name too when you're in the lobby
waiting the music?
And he was like, what the fetch do you mean? And I was like, it's saying my name. Like, does it say Ryan in the lobby music? He says, what are you talking about? So, okay, I'm going to play it again.
You really give it a listen. And like I said, I was saying earlier, if we did a poll of people who've never played Fortnite, they would. I think it sounds more like your name than it does Metro.
So my name is actually Mitchell. hinted at that earlier. And so we're going to hear this. Tell us if you hear Metro or Mitchell.
Don't lie. Listen in.
Metro!
And so he was like, "What? Tell me what lobby music you have." And I told him, and he looked it up, and he listened to it. He's like, "That is funny. That
hilarious.
sounds just like your name." So it was maybe like a month or so ago that somebody like joked and called me Metro. And we kind of liked it, so
It works. It works.
Kind of.
It totally. Every time I listen to that, it sounds like Mitchell to me.
I don't hear Metro at all. Still to this day.
I don't. So it's an appropriate nickname for now.
Yeah.
Mitchell Metro.
Yep. So this is like Holmes was saying, very like laid back. Going to be talking about movies.
It's now his new internet name.
It is my new
Metro.
or
Forever Brandon.
or forever name. Should I get married with that name?
Please don't. Maybe though. Maybe? No, gonna be the play.
So we're going. This is just like a medium for us to be able to just like talk about the shows we're watching right now. Talk about books we're doing. Be a little bit more casual and we feel like we're a pretty fun bunch, and you know. We have a lot of things that we enjoy watching, and
there's been so many times we're having conversations, and I just feel like Mitch is like, we should be recording right now. This is a podcast.
Almost every day.
So
even at work, we work together, and so we're like, hey, somebody should be pressing record right now.
We need this recorded. So this is our way of trying to capture that, hopefully, and I think we'll get better at doing that and getting that fun side come out. So
yep. And for those that didn't watch our last podcast, we just want to go over kind of like the why behind what we're doing. Because I think it really, like, we want you to participate in this journey with us. And if this is the community for you, then we're super excited to have you join us. If you want to just watch an episode here and there, great.
Or buy our course, either way.
We aren't going to have a course.
Oh, my bad. We're not supposed to release that yet.
Stop it. So, you want to lead us out on the vision?
Yeah, for sure. So, it's the same vision as our other one in 21st Hour. We wanted to keep these a little bit, as far as connected. It's a similar energy and vein. Like I said, it's not going to be skill acquisition and learning skills like in the 21st Hour, 20 hours of skill acquisition. So, but the vision is we provide authentic and actionable content that helps individuals master valuable skills, discover their purpose, and transform their lives, becoming well-rounded, capable, and truly interesting people.
Before we continue, I just love that truly interesting people. Like,
exactly.
I think everyone is interesting. And
well,
I think some people just haven't tapped into that yet.
Look at you. That's a good take. That's a nice little positive spin.
That's the whole point of this is like, I want to become truly interesting. I want people to be like, yo, I like hanging around Metro. That's a very interesting guy to be around. And I think everybody kind of has that, like, kind of vain stuff in them that we all kind of want to do that. And I think that's kind of the community is like, hey, we want to, like, become more well-rounded, be able to, like, know different things, geek out as much as we want.
For sure. And that's the twofold of, like, learning skills, bettering ourselves, but also just, like, having, like, oh, I've read this book. I've watched that movie. I've watched that TV show. I've listened to this musical. I've listened to this music. Like, there's so many things that people are interested in, and so I've always flipped it. Like, instead of skill acquisition, I was like interest acquisition. I'm acquiring people's interest. I want to see what do you like? What makes you tick? Why do people like anime? Yeah. Oh, as far anime I've gotten is Atla, and everyone's like, that's the introductory. Yeah. Exactly. And that's people are like, well, it's really more Western. Like, but I'm like, let me take a stab at it. Let me see what people are talking about.
Wait, hear me out. This isn't on the agenda. Should we start a movie club? We should start a movie club with these guys.
We should. I think it'd be really good.
I think that'd be awesome.
Also, I want to do that too. There's so many movies I haven't seen.
Yeah.
We have a friend who's pretty much maxed out Letterboxd. You know who you are. And so I'm like, man, he's seen a lot of movies. There's a lot of movies I haven't seen that I want to see. Yeah. And so that's a lot of this, more of this kind of avenue in this vein is we just want to just kind of experience it all and watch it all.
Yeah.
Learn it all, everything. So.
Yeah. And so our mission statement on how we want to create this and build this is we care about creating a community where you can feel connected, grow, and experience life. We want to just experience life together, and we're really super excited about that. It's funny. as we were talking about this, we didn't talk about this in the last podcast, but I think this is appropriate. Is we kind of did like there was a moment where we were talking about being on the podcast and being like, we're actually doing this. We're going to put this out to the public, and I don't remember who said it, but somebody was like, I was on TV. A little Monsters Inc. shout out, and that's kind of what I feel like. Like, I still kind of like get goosebumps thinking that like, hey, we're going to do this. So
I know that's kind of nuts.
But super awesome. Like, let's be connected, let's grow, and let's experience life.
Let's do it. And so, just the last, again, to reiterate, if you haven't watched the 21st Hour, you should, first off. But some of the core principles that we're building all this channel around, this community, this online presence, are these kind of 4 main principles. And the first is experiencing life. And again, it's the quote I said earlier, as again, another big Avatar fans here, Avatar: The Last Airbender, from old wise Uncle Iroh himself. It is important to draw wisdom from many different places. If we take it from only one place, it becomes rigid and stale. And so that goes for the same thing as far as like learning skills and bettering ourselves. There's also just like the amount of books I haven't read that I'm like,
or watched.
I had a little bit of a misspeak on the last one, so they're making fun of me for that.
Go find that Easter egg.
I know, for reals. Go find that. But that's exactly what we want to do. We want to experience all life has to offer. And a lot of that is, I mean, seems like it's just like, entertainment and stuff, but there's some great stuff. There's some great musicals to be listened to, great movies to watch, not to read, great books to read, not to watch. Catch me on that. My speaking.
Good job.
So, but yeah, that's our first principle, is experience life. We want to do that.
Our second one is we want to build a community of connection, and we want to just grow, and we want to do that with people that want to do it with us. And so our quote there is, be curious, not judgmental. Walt Whitman. Also Ted Lasso. Great scene.
Still haven't seen it. Mitch showed me the scene though, so
yeah, he has seen the scene.
That's part of this podcast. I'll watch Ted Lasso. I will do it. Okay.
You better.
I know. The third principle is personal growth. And our quote around that is from Walt Disney. It says, around here, however, we don't look backwards for very long. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors and doing new things because we're curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. And so I see that with growth, of just always be learning, always be trying new things. And I don't want to limit myself. A lot of this podcast we've talked about, like the broadening the horizon, is to travel to places we haven't been, experience things we haven't done, and before I like hate on something, to be like, look, I'm going to try it. I'm going to give it an honest 20 hours, give or take, and then kind of see if like, hey, this wasn't for me, or like, oh, I see why people enjoy this. And that can be with other podcast skills. It can be with other thing, with consuming media and books and all that different stuff. So
yeah, totally. Our last one is we just want to produce quality content. Not only like having content that is like the podcast, but we also want to give you content that we've created, and we'll actually be talking about that later on.
Hold us to a good standard. We want quality. We're trying to go for it.
And tell us.
Look at our backdrop. Look at that. Handmade, carved. It's not real wood, but.
Did you carve it?
I did. Maybe. I don't know.
You carved the internet to find it. So the quote we have there is 10% luck. I can't say it when you laugh.
This quote.
10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
That is glorious. Very wise. I don't know who said that, but I can always get behind that.
Yeah, a hill, a fort, I don't know.
Something good. Something good.
Shout out Fort Minor.
But yeah, that's really our like just the vision statement, our mission statement, what we're looking for to capture with this. And so even though this is a different vertical, a different series, it'll still have some of those same core principles bleeding through of just like I said, we're going all out in life, and follow along with us, join us, and we're gonna do it. So
yeah. How do we get started? How did this idea come about? Because we talked about last one about my Fortnite brainchild, in between running scared for my life.
Fortnite was this the beginning of everything, looks like.
Yeah, it was.
The amount of Fortnite. Well, you said this. I think, Mitch wanted me to rant about this, and so, or as he says, like, I guess the way I think about it is, as you mentioned earlier in the last podcast, is becoming the most interesting man. And selfishly, not a sponsor. Selfishly, I'm the guy at the party that like you just come up and they're like, oh, what are they talking about? They're talking about hunting. I'm like, I haven't been hunting that much, but I would love to be like, oh, I've dabbled in that. And they're like, wait, what the? And they're like, dude, this new TV show just dropped. You know how many TV shows there are? Oh my gosh, I can't keep up. But I'm like, oh, I've seen that.
Same.
Oh, really? You got the Cinephiles over here. This movie, I'm like, oh, I've seen that as well. Really, Holmes? Okay, you're kind of like, I didn't know you were into this, into that, and you're like, some guy's talking business, crypto. I'm like, oh yeah, I've dabbled in that, invested in this. I'm like, I want just like that conversationalist of like,
yeah,
I can feel confident being like, dude, I am in part of every single thing.
Yeah.
Someone's mentioned this. Someone's nerdy and talked about that. I'm like, oh, I've played that video game. I've done that thing. And you're like, oh, really? Someone's outdoorsy and rock climb. Like, and so it comes from a place of that, which is like, I want to experience and be better, but maybe it is a little selfish of being like, I just have all these experiences to draw off of. I would just love to be that kind of person. Well-rounded, capable, truly interesting. And so that's like a lot of where this comes from, and this side of it, of just being like the amount of TV shows I haven't seen that have been recommended, the amount of movies I haven't seen, the amount of books that I'm like, hey, you need to read this, fiction, nonfiction alike. So it's all that stemming from that of me really wanting to grow and have those experiences. So
with that, question for you.
Answer.
Have you seen the trailer to the new Darth Maul TV show?
I have not. You showed me some of it. You showed me some of it. I didn't see the whole thing. Apologies, my bad.
Here, hold on. Let me pick up my jaw.
Mitch is a huge Star Wars guy. So am I, but he's bigger.
You haven't?
I haven't seen it, no.
Do you have any thoughts? Do you want to?
Okay, so yeah, here's my thing. Because you asked me earlier, like, are you excited for this? Are you, like, stoked?
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
But
if it's for a different reason. So some of this stuff earlier on before my Star Wars journey, which we'll get into, I was maybe a little bit of a hater. I was a little bit of like, there's so much content. I'm like, how much can I keep up with? There's a million shows. My goodness. And like I've seen about half of them. I saw Andor. I saw Kenobi. I saw first season of Mandalorian. I've seen Clone Wars, but I haven't seen Rebels. So I've seen some of the stuff. I haven't seen Ahsoka. I haven't seen some of the other stuff.
Haven't seen Bad Batch.
And so at first I was like, well, like, how much more do we need of Maul? But here's where things get crazy. This was my take on Andor. Who needed Andor? That was such a random, like, Cassian Andor. That's who you're focusing on? And next thing you know, it's a goated show. I'm like, that was good.
Goated.
And so when you got Sam Witwer, like, one of our favorite beloved, as far as the Star Wars franchise, like, characters, voice actors, who's done so much, like, we love Sam Witwer and all he's done. And so for him to be, like, excited about a show about Darth Maul, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm stoked.
Yeah.
So I think at first I'm like, how much? Like, there's some of that negativity where I'm like, how much do we really need? But part of me is also like, did we need Andor? No. But was it epic? Yeah.
We need Andor.
It turns out we did.
We did.
Just saying the premise alone of like, you're like, how much more can we get? Like, we had a Kenobi, but you can see where different shows are of different quality, and so I am actually very excited now.
I saw a TikTok the other day talking about this show, and it said it was somebody reenacting Dave Filoni being like, okay, how do we like reinvigorate the franchise? Like, how do we bring some more excitement, hype? And then it was like, oh, I have an idea. Let's torture Darth Maul some more.
The fans seem to love it.
George, Dave,
that's funny.
Favreau, Whitwer,
funny.
Sarah Finowitz, they all made it great.
They've all been there.
Yeah. Ray Park, can't forget Ray Park.
Don't forget Ray.
Anyways, it's a quick little tangent. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. There's more to that come later, but yeah. So like I said, that's kind of how we got started. Is we wanted like another fun side, something where we could rant, do stuff like this, talk about it, and so that's where it stemmed from. And there's also another part of it with March that I'll let you dabble into.
Are we talking about March right now?
We're talking March.
I love it. Okay, so
the madness.
One of my roommates, one day, he and I were talking. I think we were eating Panda Express.
Of course, Panda. You guys get Panda so much.
That orange chicken and
good.
honey walnut shrimp combo. If I could get a sponsorship from that would be awesome.
A lifetime supply of Panda.
Just the honey walnut shrimp. I could cook the rice.
I'll do half of it. I'll do my part, okay?
Yeah. But we were talking, and we were like, what is the best movie trilogy? Not what's the best movie, but what's the best trilogy? And so we, like, brought up this idea. We kind of like...
You guys actually know what happened first is you guys called me. You called me and you were doing a MCU bracket. That's what it was.
The MCU bracket.
I forgot about that.
I forgot about that, too.
And you're like, hey, Holmes, what do you think of this? And that's why I remember that. Like, and so it
MCU
kind of snowballed into other stuff. I totally forgot about that. Just literally remember that right now.
No, you're right. So back up. So we were doing this MCU bracket, figuring out what is the best MCU movie out there. It's March Madness. We're kind of like
in the spirit of brackets, filling our own out. We had a little group. Who won?
Who won? Oh, we're talking MCU right now.
No, what about just a quick March Madness bracket?
Oh, March Madness? I don't remember.
Oh, it was me. Florida. Anyways, I just need that on record.
Duke was going all the way.
I need that on record.
Okay, it's on the record. You won.
All right, thanks.
When are we getting pizza?
I know, for reals. I don't know. We'll see.
So
we'll schedule right now online.
Okay, deal.
on live right here.
So we were doing this MCU bracket. It was like spur of the moment. It was super fun. We just seeded it randomly. And then we call up Holmes and we're like, yo, well, we called him like 4 times. He didn't pick up till like the 4th time.
I did eventually though.
And then we're like, hey, we're doing this bracket. We want to know your thoughts. And so we go through it and we learned some very valuable things about our friend here. My roommate and I had a very similar like end point.
I think I'll have a lot of people on my side with this.
Point. Some might say end game that we had a very similar one. But anyway, so that later that night or maybe the next day, it was the next day, eating the Panda Express, we were like...
Got talking trilogies.
What's the best trilogy? And so I go to work and I come back home. It was a busy day. I had a lot of stuff after work as well. And
it was all the roommates.
All the roommates. All 5 of us. I come home. There's 4 of them. They had created this giant long spreadsheet.
It was pretty fun because I'm not even technically roommates with them. Remember I'm married, but but I come over a lot. But it was like each person came home and were like, oh, do you want to join in? Do you want to join in? It just got bigger and bigger. Yeah. Turned into this whole thing. Started off. It was so fun. So
we actually, that's how this like bracket idea got started. Is we did that, and we're actually going to go through that with you kind of here in a second. So we're excited to show you what we actually did. And why my winner of this bracket is actually superior, as
it's not.
Many people will probably disagree with me. So then after that, we just started creating brackets, and it's been so fun. Like, that was a highlight of my year so far.
It was really fun.
Is doing that bracket.
Because turns out there's a lot of good trilogies. There's a lot of good movies out there.
Yeah.
And so I think, a big thing is we tried to seed them by pulling some good data from each. And so... Just to give you... Are we jumping in? Shall we?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, I won't list out every single one because we'll actually link below the link to the bracket so you can have access to it. We'll just give that to you guys because we want to see, we want everyone else to experience this too and to fill out your choice.
Do we do the final 8?
Maybe. Well, I was going to give it a quick, so the top 5 seedings.
Oh, seedings, yeah.
And this is pulled from, IMDb, from, what's the other...
Letterboxd.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, Rotten Tomatoes.
Other stuff. And so the highest seed was, of course, the Spider-Verse trilogy with all 3 movies. So trilogy was a very loose term here, okay?
It was very loose. But
since there's a release date for the 3rd, and since the first 2 are so good, we decided to include some of these, as well as Dune is also on there. And as you know, Dune and Dune Part 2, Dune Messiah hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
So these trilogies are very loose. We also have the Harry Potter trilogy, 1 through 4 and 5 through 7, Part 2.
My favorite one.
It was so good.
My favorite one going through this was the Lego Movie trilogy.
Oh my, we were stretching a little bit.
What's that? And it was Lego Movie 1, Lego Movie 2, and Lego Batman.
And it was the other Lego. We got a little ridiculous with some of these,
but it was fun.
We had to because we pulled from this other one, and we realized we hadn't seen some of them. That's on us. Our apologies. And so we chose some of our favorites, and we finagled some in to fit the term trilogy.
I didn't finagle nothing. I just showed up. I filled it out.
It's for the fun, though. You'll love it.
Yeah.
So trilogy is a very loose term, but
So what we're going to ask of you is we're going to actually have it in the description. And so download it. It'll be a view-only file, but you can make a copy, fill it out, and then email it to us, holmesandmetro@gmail.com. And
we want to see your results. We're so curious.
And we're going to just gather data. Because
we started giving it to our friends, coworkers, family, and so we're like, we might as well just spread this.
How many people have already filled this out so far?
There's a lot. There's a lot.
Probably 15 to 20 at this point. So, anyways, we're super excited.
So quick, just top 5 is for the seeding is Spider-Verse, Star Wars the original trilogy 4, 5, 6, Toy Story trilogy, and again same thing. Like Toy Story has 4 and 5, but we all really know the trilogy was the 1 through 3. Same with Indiana Jones. Technically, there's a 4th and a 5th, but we're like the trilogy really. Same with Pirates of the Caribbean. So you can see how we're getting like some of these are technically like they're past that, but we got the good stuff. We did the trilogy bracket you want. I think we'll see, but the 4th is Spider-Man, the Tom Holland ones, and then the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Those bring out our top 5, and then our bottom 5.
What's the 5th one?
Dune. Oh, sorry, the Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. What's the first one?
Spider-Verse.
Oh, okay. Stay tuned.
That's just that seating isn't perfect. We'll get to that. But Jurassic Park trilogy is our bottom. RIP. And Twilight, Star Wars 1 through 3, the prequels, and Cars trilogy brings out that kind of that bottom. And so you kind of get an idea of where these are at. Again, these are just pulled from data on the internet. This is not ours.
Yeah, and we averaged each movie to get the because
we want to give it a fair. Because like if you're already going to rank it, then it's already kind of biased, and
so the seeding came. We took each individual movie, found the rating, and then we averaged that to give the score for the whole series.
And so it's a total of 36, a team of bracket of 36, and so there was definitely some buys. And so we'll walk you through those matchups right now, and you can follow along with the bracket if you've downloaded exactly.
Yeah, download it.
But let's jump into it.
Okay, great.
Well, like I said, we'll give you what we did, obviously, and then we can give you just kind of some snippets of what we've kind of seen some trends from the people we've given it to so far. So we'll go upper left, I guess. Should we just go round 1 all the way?
Upper left all the way. Let's do that to
Come.
And then we'll do the final 4 at the end.
Come.
Okay, so our playing game was Shrek versus Cars.
Our playing game.
I did Cars.
What the? Did you really?
I did.
The flip? That's the wrong answer. It's Shrek. Easily. Again, Cars trilogy. Cars 1's good. 2, 3. 2's kind of boo-boo and 3's all right. Shrek 2 is goated. Everyone knows that. And the first Shrek.
I haven't seen Shrek 3.
Shrek the third is slept on too. People hate on it, but it's still
so
funny.
how can I rate something I haven't seen?
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's fair. But that was the playing game.
Which one did you do?
I did Shrek.
I know. Oh. And so they went up against Spider-Verse. That tough
Shrek
game.
and Spider-Verse. I gotta give it to Spider-Verse. I had some thoughts though of it not being a full trilogy yet. Mitch ensures me that it's gonna be the greatest thing ever. He's confident in the third, which I have some confidence too, but I'm still weary. It's hard to land that third movie, Mitch. It's hard. So we'll see.
We'll see later on.
We will see. But the first 2 are really good, and Shrek maybe isn't as strong. So
then the next we have is Godfather trilogy versus Planet of the Apes reboot. And I did Planet of the Apes.
I did too. We haven't seen The Godfather. Don't hate us, okay? We'll get to it.
You actually told them.
We have to. This is authenticity.
True. Okay.
It sells. Okay, it sells just like our course.
What course are you talking about?
It's coming soon. Wait for it.
Okay, next one we have is How to Train Your Dragon versus the Star Wars sequel trilogy.
Easiest 7 one of the books. How to Train Your Dragon.
How to Train Your Dragon. Goated.
I got some beef with the Star Wars sequels. Not a fan. I'll just tell you that.
Okay, next we have Dark Knight trilogy versus Kung Fu Panda. This was tough.
This got a. It definitely has an obvious winner, but it got a pretty much unanimous groan from everyone.
Yeah. And Kung Fu Panda is 1 through 3. Not number 4. Number 4 is not in that one.
Because shout out to Kung Fu Panda, we love it, but we know TDK is going to take that. But that was a sad day for everyone. Everyone was like, "Oh, dang it!" So the matchup it happened is a tough outing. What are you going to do?
Yep. So then
our next play-in,
we got.
Great. Sorry, I thought we finished that. What do you want to do?
Let's finish it till
what do you want?
I'm telling you.
Okay. All right. Let's do it.
Let's finish it until we get the winner of that one.
That's fair. Yeah. No, I like that.
Okay, so next we have Spider-Verse versus Planet of the Apes.
It was Spider-Verse. I do like the Planet of the Apes movies though. Those are a little bit slept on and really solid. So
we then have How to Train Your Dragon versus Dark Knight.
Same thing. Shout out, How to Train Your Dragon's really good, but you're not beating the Dark Knight trilogy.
I did How to Train Your Dragon.
So everyone else is you're not beating the Dark Knight trilogy. I don't know what he's on, but it's easily TDK.
I think
the best movie for sure is The Dark Knight. We all know that. And
Dark Knight Rises brings down,
but not that much. It's not like it's a.
Hey, How to Train Your Dragon's great. Okay, so then
I'll let you guys have it on that. That's
come
crazy.
At me.
Crazy take.
I have crazy takes.
So really, it was The Dark Knight versus Spider-Verse.
And I did Spider-Verse.
And he did Spider-Verse, of course.
And you did Dark Knight.
I did.
So we got Spider-Verse and Dark Knight right there.
Which again, I like Spider-Verse. I get it, but also there's no third movie yet. And as we see, even The Dark Knight, I was a little disappointed with TDKR, The Dark Knight Rises. But I just don't think it ruined it. But that's what I'm saying. We don't know yet.
You're right.
They gotta land the third movie to be the trilogy.
You're right. You want to lead us on the bottom quadrant?
Yeah, we'll do that. So, Dark Knight for most people ended that quadrant. For him, Spider-Verse, which is respectable. We love Spidey. Okay, so the bottom quadrant now, bottom left, the playing game was Spider-Man, Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire trilogy versus Jurassic Park trilogy. Actually, I was not. I think Jurassic Park is fantastic. That first movie was really good. 2 and 3. Shout out to 3 though. Those at home know. Friends from back home, babysitting days. There was some fun times. For some reason, Jurassic Park 3 was on at my house a lot.
Babysitting movie.
It was. It was a lot of fun. Don't know why. Just it was, but
ours was Natty T.
Oh, Natty T's so good. Should we throw that trilogy up? No, Holmes' third movie's not coming out yet. All right, I get it.
Once it's announced, it can be part of the conversation.
I put Spider-Man trilogy.
I did Spider-Man.
I did that. Come. Spider-Man versus Spider-Man.
Tom Holland.
He did. I was going to be swayed for a second. I do like the original Spider-Man. Spider-Man, plural. No, but as Mitch Metro here pointed out, Tom Holland has he has Tobey Maguire in it with No Way Home, and I was like,
he does.
Respect. And No Way Home's really good, and it was a lot of fun.
No Way Home's great.
And I also like
that moment in the theaters
too.
When they come together. That's like one of top cinema for me.
Really?
Yeah, I went with the group,
really fun.
The Survivor group that I have,
gotcha.
And it's
a really fun experience.
Jumped out of our seat. The theater was going crazy.
Best MCU experience since Endgame? Theater experience?
Since Endgame, yeah, for sure.
No, it was really.
We'll
good.
see if Thunderbolts does that. Going next week.
You really are, Holmes. I see all the MCU. Yeah.
Hey,
I'm not.
I wish there was a podcast that we had that had like the mediums where we
were
wanted
to try out new things and not hate. I know.
Exactly.
Okay,
continue.
Lego Movie trilogy versus the Harry Potter trilogy 1 through 4. I put Harry Potter 1 through 4. Is what I did.
I did Lego Batman. Lego Movie trilogy.
Lego Batman does carry immensely. But I love Harry Potter too much, so. Next one was Creed trilogy versus the Harry Potter 5 through 7 trilogy.
Creed.
What the heck? Why you got such a... He doesn't like Harry Potter, though. I forget about that. He's lame. It's Harry Potter. Well, actually, I need to watch Creed again.
Is there a bigger school bus you could throw me under?
Oh my gosh. Sorry. He likes Harry Potter, actually.
I have hot takes. You just don't have to bring them all out.
You're bringing them up right now as we speak. Well, you're being exposed.
I didn't say I hate Harry Potter.
That's true. That was strong. I apologize. Okay.
Thank you.
So, but yeah, it was Harry Potter. It was Creed. No, Creed's good, and I haven't seen Creed 3. So, in fairness, that's on me. My bad.
That makes sense.
That's my bad. And the last one was again another great trilogy, the James Bond trilogy. There's like 5 movies now, isn't there? Is there 6? There's a lot.
Which actor?
We did Daniel Craig. It's right there.
Oh, I'm just saying, like.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think there's 5. I think there's 5 now. I think Skyfall was 3. There's in the 4. Yeah, I don't remember. But again, loose term with the trilogy. But that was that versus Lord of the Rings.
I didn't create these trilogies, so I am innocent of all crimes.
Don't hate. It's obviously Lord of the Rings.
Obviously?
Yeah, 100%. So
okay,
obvious. Right. So obvious. Okay, back. Let's go. Okay, Spider-Man, Tom Holland, or Harry Potter 1 through 4, or the Lego Movie for you.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. I did end up doing Tom Holland, actually.
Yeah.
I wanted to give Harry Potter 1 through 4 some love, but those early ones I don't know if I love as much. The first one's got a good magic to it though, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I need to go back and watch the Harry Potters again maybe. But actually, I need to watch the Spider-Mans. That's what I need to do.
All of them, including Spiders.
The next one is Harry Potter or Creed versus Lord of the Rings.
Loader.
And I think Loader easily takes either of those no matter what. I do love Harry Potter. I'm a big fan of Harry Potter, but those Loader movies are something else. So, and then finally, Lord of the Rings and Spider-Man, Tom Holland.
Lord of the Rings.
Okay, Lord of the Rings. I was scared there for a second. It's been a while since we reviewed this, so I'm trying to remember what you actually put. But Lord of the Rings was that quadrant. So it was Dark Knight, Loader are like kind of the two matchups right now that we'll get back to. But for that final four side,
I think you're going to be surprised that most everybody
Spider-Verse.
agrees with me with mine. It's going to match up closer to mine, I think.
You think so?
No, I
don't think so.
I don't think so either. But if you do, hey,
Share your hot take. Share your hot take.
You are superior. Your bracket superior.
I'm actually so curious to see what people do.
I am too.
Like the general, again, we'll have like 2 followers at this point, but in the future, people will come back and we'll see.
Yeah.
They'll see. They'll fill us out and we'll get some crazy data. So.
Okay, so let's go top right.
No, bottom right. Bottom right. Save the top right.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. Mm-hmm.
You'll know. If you know, you know.
Okay.
Bottom right quadrant.
So the playing game is Oceans Trilogy, not including Oceans 8, versus Twilight. And I did Oceans.
I did Oceans as well.
I have not seen Twilight.
You
Purposefully until I find that special someone that I could watch it with.
That's fair. That's what I did.
Haven't
I
found that
watched it
special
when
someone
I was
yet.
dating my wife. So I will say it. Most of the girls that we sent this to picked Twilight in respect. That's just that we all know you love Twilight.
Makes sense.
I get it. So, but we picked Oceans.
So then we have Toy Story versus Oceans, and I did Oceans.
I did Toy Story.
That was crazy.
I do. Well, I still will fight for Toy Story, and I think it's
but like
its
Oceans is
consistency
30.
is solid.
Oceans is ranked 30th, and Toy Story is 3. So it's not that hot of a take. Mine's a
for
hot
sure.
take.
Well, but I do think a lot of people, because it's animated, it's got this. It's that weird like, Oceans is for adults. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, so it's like people like. So I can see some of that being there, but for those who know Toy Story, just the consistency of quality between 1, 2, 3. I told people this. You ask people their favorite Toy Story, I get many different answers all the time.
Yeah, totally.
And that's to me is a sign of a strong trilogy.
It's not falling.
It's
not flying. Sorry, it's not flying.
I was like, what are you trying to? I was
falling with
style. See, exactly. 1, 2, 3. Any of them at some point could be my favorite, and that's why I love that trilogy. And I'm a sucker. That was a family favorite growing up. So it's got quality and nostalgia on its side for me. So
little Steve Jobs.
I know Pixar. It started with Pixar too. Oh my gosh, so many things I could say.
Yep.
Next one.
Next we got Indiana Jones, original trilogy, versus John Wick.
Again, I think there's 4 of these, but same thing.
Yeah.
Just
don't hate
all 4 of them. Put them together. I did Indiana Jones. In fairness, I haven't seen John Wick.
Same.
At all. Yeah. But I should because people.
No one.
People do praise it.
Some people did it as we saw it, but most people didn't.
I think Indiana Jones is the classic adventure. I don't think you're gonna go wrong with that.
Yeah. John Williams.
I know. For
Lucas Arts.
I know exactly. I know.
Lucasfilm.
Because George had some. Was he a producer? Was he a director on some of that?
Yeah.
On all 3, or I don't remember.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Fact check us.
And also probably maybe Harrison Ford's best role.
Wow.
I don't know.
You're telling me Brave New World wasn't the best role?
Obviously, Red Hulk. Come on. Hulk? That's funny. That's good. Clip that. Boom. Content. That's how it's done. I don't know if that's really how it's done. About? I'm talking to the people.
Oh, sorry.
So next one.
Next one is Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy versus Back to the Future.
You did Guardians, didn't you?
I did Back to the Future.
Let's go! I did Back to the Future as well.
Yeah.
For those, I used to watch those with my dad a lot, so it's got a little bit of like that special like watch with my dad and my brothers. But it's also really fun. Like it's one of the original best time travel like movies that we reference and we go off of.
But time travel doesn't work that way.
It doesn't. As Endgame taught us. I know. What if we just babied it? That's good. But I think Back to the Future is a lot of fun and it's got a fun soundtrack and stuff.
Then next we have the Dune trilogy.
All 3 of them.
Versus the Hobbit trilogy.
This is an easy Dune.
Dune.
Hobbit does get a little overhated. I'm a big Loader guy.
Oh, I agree.
I'm a big Middle Earth dude. I love revisiting that world, but there's some good. There's a good story in there. It's a little. It's still bloated and a little bit. We'll get there, but It's got some good stuff. But
Cumberbatch's motion capture suit. Iconic.
a performance for the ages, they said. But yeah, Dune goes.
Yeah.
Even only having 2 movies,
Yep.
it's just that good.
So I did Oceans versus Indy,
I was Toy Story versus Indy,
and I did Oceans.
and I did Toy Story.
Yeah.
Going forward,
Then we have Back to the Future versus Dune. I did Dune.
I did Dune as well.
And then Oceans versus Dune. I did Dune.
Dune versus Toy Story.
You did Toy Story
I did Toy Story.
because of the trilogy.
I think
whatever.
I think well specifically because I just same thing. And Denis Villeneuve, we trust, I believe. But as Godfather told us, Godfather 1 in part 2 and then part 3, big steep drop off. Again, we haven't even seen it. But that's what people say. I want to make sure they can land the third. And so I'm going to reserve judgment. So if someone who's already done
wait for
it,
you to go back and change this.
I want to change it. I
You
want to
will.
go boom and say that's the greatest trilogy I've ever seen, Dune. But let me see it first.
Okay, time to go to the hardest part of this bracket.
I know this was tough.
This was the hard.
Yeah, this was rough for. I don't even know if I still agree with these these takes. I'll be completely honest.
We're going to find out.
I have no idea. All right, the playing game was Pirates 1 through 3 and the Star Wars prequels. Star Wars Episode 1 through 3.
Pirates.
I did Pirates as well, and that
Which is
pains me.
crazy. Oh, that was hard.
That pains me because we're both Star Wars guys,
Yeah.
and that's hard. Revenge. Probably no. I think Revenge is the best movie of those both those trilogies. But I do think Attack and Phantom, even though I rewatched it recently, and I did enjoy it better.
Yeah.
I do think sometimes I have more fun with the Pirates though.
Shout out to Tales of the Empire and Tales of the Jedi.
I know that's some good enrichment there. That was a really hard one, guys. I don't know if I still even believe it, but
Let's just continue on because of who it goes up against.
so then we got Star Wars original trilogy versus Pirates 1 through 3. And I said Pirates.
I said Star Wars original trilogy.
I don't know if I believe it. I don't know if I
I
believe
don't
it.
think you do.
4, 5, 6. I do like those movies a lot. But Pirates are so fun. Like, I know the third movie's a little long, but it's...
Have you seen the interview of
I don't know.
Mark Hamill talking about how he was the only one told the Darth Vader secret?
Oh, I have seen that one.
Harrison Ford didn't even know that. And
That's pretty sweet.
he turns to him in the theater.
Because it was originally, it was Obi-Wan killed your father.
Yeah.
And that was what they
Yeah.
told him. Like, that was like the script.
Mhm.
Which is still kind of a cool twist. But they have an
yeah.
even better one.
Yeah. And then
I know.
he goes, "You didn't tell me that, you little shit." Like,
That's right. I have seen that one.
like that iconic.
No, you're right. And maybe I should change it.
I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just showing some love.
No, and I'm not sure if I'm dying on that hill. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really know. Pirates it's a lot of fun to me. I watch it with my wife and my sister a lot, and that's like a fun thing for us to do. So
For sure.
next one was Avengers Quad, again trilogy, but Avengers Endgame, Infinity War, basically part 1, part 2 split.
Yeah.
So it's basically a
Yeah,
trilogy. It's
yeah.
right there, and the Captain America trilogy. Avengers Quad 1.
This was before Brave New World.
Does that count as a Captain America?
No,
one
but I'm
now?
saying like when we did this, Brave New... Yeah, it's
It
Captain
does.
America,
It's
Brave New World. But when we did this, that hadn't come out yet.
MCU.
So
I need to
we...
get back on the MCU hype, maybe. I don't know.
I can hype you up.
We'll see. Yeah, but
So-
it's for sure Avengers Squad.
Yeah, Avengers
sure.
Squad.
Other respects, because Winter Soldier, Civil War, in the first, those are actually all really good movies, but
Yeah.
it's hard to beat the Avengers.
Civil War
movies.
is basically an Avengers movie.
It's Avengers 2.5. Everyone knows that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows that. The next one is the Bourne trilogy versus the Iron Man trilogy. I did Bourne as well. Iron Man's fun. That first one's really good, but you guys need to watch the Bourne trilogy again. We're John Wick now. I get that. I haven't seen it, but the original action, like flick back in the day, that was Matt Damon. He was cooking in the early 2000s.
He was cooking.
A little bit of realism, gritty. I know the shaky cam gets some people, but just trust the process.
He went from Goodwill Hunting
to
this.
Jason Bourne. That's so good. And just to reference back to our Jesse Eitzler thing, the Rule of 100, he has a great quote in there that says, if you keep mastering those skills for each year, 100 hours, you'll become Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
And I love that. Because
Gotta show some love.
you got to show some love. Okay, next one's Mission Impossible series versus the Hunger Games trilogy. So both of these, Hunger Games trilogy, I understand it's 4 movies. So a little bit. And then the Mission Impossible series, you're saying, wait, Holmes, that's like 55 movies. It's a lot. I'll let Mitch take this because you're the Mission Impossible guy.
So we're doing Mission Impossible 4 through 8. Not my decision. Remember, I'm absolved from any
I
crimes.
think you can have some input though, because we asked you, because you've seen all of them and you like them.
True, I remember that now. But I do think 4 through 8 is like really a good package with that.
And I think I've seen the first, the third, and maybe one other, like Rogue Nation or something.
That's crazy.
I do need to watch. That is one legitimately. I need to watch those series again.
Seriously.
That's on me.
I'm probably going to buy tickets tonight to Dead Reckoning Part 2.
Are you serious?
I love...
Right now, Holmes, I'm doing it.
Yeah, right now.
Holy cow.
No,
okay, my bad.
I love Mission Impossible.
My bad.
Yeah. Did you know Mission Impossible 1 is a sequel?
You shared that. Well, because of the TV series.
Because of the TV
I did not know
series,
that before you shared that the first
TV
time.
series. Kind of cool.
Fun fact.
Go learn some lore with that. It's actually pretty nice.
I did Hunger Games. I do love the Hunger Games trilogy a lot, and I haven't seen the Mission Impossible, so I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
But in fairness, I do need to go watch Mission Impossible.
I love Hunger Games. I just rewatched it maybe like a month ago, and I chose Mission Impossible. But I love Hunger Games.
Hunger Games is good. That's a good matchup, and I need to watch those again. So then back to the top, it's Star Wars or Pirates versus Avengers Squad. I think we both put Avengers Squad.
Yeah.
And even that's still hard for me too. That whole Star Wars, Pirates, and Avengers, those are like three loves competing, tough. And I don't know what. Don't hate me. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I picked Avengers Squad though.
Yeah.
Sue me. Don't sue us. Okay, the Bourne trilogy versus Mission Impossible or Hunger Games.
And I did Mission Impossible.
I did
Hunger Games. Right?
Hunger Games. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did actually. What surprises me? Oh. Okay, I did Hunger Games versus Avengers Squad or Avengers Squad versus
Mission
Impossible.
Avengers.
I did Avengers as well. There's just a lot of good packed there with the Avengers movies. The first one I think is classic, and it launched. They knew that that was like the big breaker make. Could the formula work? Set up, deliver.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little campy, but it's fun and it's good. It's comic book to the T.
Your savior is here.
There's a lot of good stuff there. And Avengers Age of Ultron slept on a little bit.
Yeah.
It can still be the weakest one, but it's not that bad.
Yeah.
And then they knock out of the park with those other two Infinity War Endgame. So
okay, let's go over our
Final Four. This is what the people want.
Okay, so we got Spider-Verse, Loader. Oh yeah, sorry, Spider-Verse. What was yours?
No, what was everyone else's? The Dark Knight trilogy.
Sorry. Dark Knight trilogy.
Put some respect.
Lord of the Rings trilogy.
So yeah, Loader v TDK.
Dune. No, yeah, you did. Dune.
I did Toy Story.
Oh, you did Toy Story.
Respected Dune though. I could see that going with me. But I love Toy Story.
So we did two of the same and then two different.
Yeah.
So yours is TDK. Loader. Toy Story. Avengers Squad.
Yours is Spider-Verse, Loader, Avengers, Dune.
Yep.
You go first.
Okay, so I had...
Give your takes.
I had Spider-Verse over Loader.
That's crazy, Mitch.
If you look at the individual movies, there's a reason it's the number one seed. And I just rewatched Spider-Verse. I might give it to Loader. I'm rethinking some things. I'm going through a battle right now, but
he is going through a battle.
Spider-Verse.
In fairness, I need to watch Spider-Verse again because it's been a long time.
Yeah.
But in fairness to Metro over here, he needs to watch Loader again because last time he watched, he was a little distracted.
Okay, we started at 11:30 at night.
That is fair. He was a little distracted though. Okay.
I was.
My biggest thing with that, I obviously picked Lord of the Rings over. I guess I did pick Loader over Dark Knight. Is what I did. But for that specific take for Loader versus Spider-Verse. It's just the third movie. It's the same thing. The quality is Fellowship, Two Towers, Return of the King, all high. We don't know yet.
You're right.
Spider-Verse.
I'm with you.
We trust, but we don't know. And I just think...
I'm actually putting some action in that trust by actually putting it to paper. You don't actually trust.
I don't. Just because every other trilogy I've seen, it's hard to land that third movie. And I feel like Lord of the Rings landed it. And that's why I think it has that reign supreme.
I'm with you.
As good as... So... There was a big argument between Dark Knight and Lord of the Rings. That was a huge thing.
Huge. Lasted long.
And same thing for me. I think the Dark Knight itself, that one individual movie can go up against any one of the Lord of the Rings. I can see that.
You'd put Dark Knight above any other movie?
No, I could go head to head with any one of those.
Yeah, Dark Knight versus any Loader movie.
Yeah, I feel like it can match Two Towers. It can match Return. It can match Fellowship.
From you.
But Batman Begins and TDKR can't. And so that was my thing. That was my biggest thing of just the level of quality. So
yeah. Okay, so then on the other side we got Avengers Squad versus
Dune
or
Toy Story.
And I did Dune.
You did Dune. That's crazy. So in his finals, with respect to Mitch, he has the 2 trilogy not trilogies yet. They don't have their 3rd movie out yet.
Yeah.
They're 2 movies standing on their own. In respect to Metro, though, they are really good movies.
Didn't you say Dune 2 was the best movie last year?
As far as like Oscar or just like in general?
No, last year, the best movie of the year was Dune 2. Didn't you tell me that?
I think so, but also I don't like...
Yet it's not going to continue on?
I know how hard it is to land that 3rd movie, Mitch. Do you know?
Yes, I do.
Many have tried, many have failed. Godfather Part 2 are often claimed as the 2 best movies, whatever. And guess what? They couldn't land it. They didn't do it.
I'm here for it.
They failed.
Well, we don't know yet.
And every one of these other ones, Dark Knight 2, the same thing. Your disappointment. You're like, well, TDK just wasn't. I just wasn't quite there. I feel like Batman, TDKR, and so it's just hard to land that 3rd one.
I'm with you. I'm sticking to my claims.
Hence, so for me, it was Toy Story v Avengers Quad. I did Toy Story. I'm crazy. I know. I love that movie. Those movies so much though, and the quality is so consistent for me, and that's why I think it always wins above Avengers or Dune or those other ones.
So Toy Story versus Loader.
As a trilogy. As individual movies, though, there's some things to be... And I may be watching Dune again, because Dune's really good. It's really good, so I might not fully believe that take, but yeah, for my finale, Lord of the Rings versus Toy Story trilogy. So to me, this was obvious from the beginning. It was Loader. Yeah. From the beginning, guys. Is there a better trilogy out there? It's almost a cheat, because it's telling one story and one thing, which I get. Other movies, it's like they get the first movie and then it's like, oh, we did good. We have the money now. We have the budget. Let's do a second and a third. That's very Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, it's very like solo story, and they're like, all right, let's do another like big epic, and like they mostly make, but there's some misses. I get it. Yeah. So I get that Lord of the Rings almost had the being greenlit for 3 movies and having that freedom to be like, we're telling a full story, beginning, middle, end, boom, boom, boom. But they do it so well.
They do it quite well.
So well.
Shout out Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson was cooking. That whole production was cooking. Yeah. I love Lord of the Rings, so it was going to win from the beginning. Yeah. But give us your take, Metro.
So I had Spider-Verse versus Dune.
I don't actually. What did you have winning?
What?
I don't remember what you had winning.
You don't?
I don't, honestly.
That's crazy.
I can peek right now, but I'm going to let you talk to me.
So Dune, a lot of love for Dune. I remember going with everyone.
Learning how to sandwalk, the whole thing.
I'm still learning. And I love Dune too. I love Dune. I think they're great movies. I did Spider-Verse.
He's a big Spider-Verse guy.
I did.
That's respect. He really does believe.
I do believe.
He does trust.
I think, here's my take.
Give it to me.
I think Spider-Verse is redefining not only animation, but also cinema. Like
that's a
the creative liberties that they take, the music choices that they use to tell the story, the graphic design and scenery that they use to tell the story, not just the people there themselves, like the characters moving the plot forward, but every aspect of the movie moves the plot forward. From music, from dialogue to acting, performance. Yeah, I know it's written, but like Miles Morales and the whole thing like moves the plot forward, which is one of the reasons that I think it's one of the greatest, obviously, trilogy right here is, yes, caveat, if they get it right, which I think they will, because they've had such a long time to work on it.
That's true.
And so I think they're going to get it right, but they just when you think animation, you don't think like that. They bring in the comic book type feel. It's true, but it not is a very unique hokey. And very... I think it's cinema defining. Similar to how Rent or Hamilton redefined the genre of musicals.
That's what you think it's doing for?
I think
animation or just movies in general.
Both.
Wow.
Because there are not many movies that the soundtrack pushes it forward as well. Some do. We can talk about that, and there's a lot of great things with that. Duel of the Fates does that. But every scene and every aspect of that moves the plot forward, and I think it's incredible. Loader, incredible. I think it's they have hints of that all throughout it, but they definitely don't have like the scenery or the graphic design with that to move it forward. It's just the setting, with that the struggle is like, oh, I'm in the mountains in the snow, or I'm at Mount Doom, but that's not telling part of the story like this is. And granted, animation is able to do that. So like there is that kind of like handicap when it comes to live action, but it's for me incredible.
I will say I don't think, like I said, they're definitely not going to miss where it's like a tank. Like it's like, oh, that was a bad movie.
Yeah.
It's just, can they live up to the hype of like, because I think when good trilogies are good is when it's like a build of like good, better, best, which I'm not even sure if Lord of the Rings necessarily does. It might be good. There's debate on which one is is everyone's favorite, but to have the consistency there, and so I think I'm gonna just see like what level of like, does it feel like it was a slight letdown, or was it like, no, it was pretty good, or was it like, oh wow, they did it.
This is why I don't think they're going to miss.
And I'm curious how that goes.
They end Beyond the Spider-Verse. Yeah, Beyond the Spider-Verse. They end it with Miles Morales' first lesson from Jake Johnson, Peter Parker. When he's the mentor doing that, his first lesson to him. It's like almost the exact parallel with it.
Metro, the passion. You love Spider-Verse.
They end it with him doing the first lesson that he had. Kind of going back to like our Atla bracket that we did. That the first move that Aang learns from, Boy in the Water.
That's true. All right.
That's.
So was it 27? Is that where 2027? Is that what we're waiting for?
Yeah, 2027.
Sheesh, it's a while.
I hate it.
Maybe the podcast will be huge by then.
We go do a watch party with all.
Hey, that's a fun idea. That's a fun idea.
So, anyways,
no, that makes me want to rewatch them. So that passion is felt. So yeah. I have Lord of the Rings. He has Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
One of those is a trilogy. One of those is not. We'll just end that at least for now. But maybe I eat my words. And Dune, both Dune and Spider-Verse land it in those trilogies.
Just promise me this. We go watch it together.
No, for sure, I'll do it.
Okay,
and like I really will try to be open to say like I will give them the chance.
Yeah.
But I think as of right now, like it is tough for me to put them over something that's already been done and complete and so. But that was the trilogy bracket. So as you can imagine, we talked about that for a while, and that was just me and Metro. So if we were talking with so many people, there's a lot of opinions shared. I think overall the biggest, it was Lord of the Rings, The Dark Knight, and maybe Dune. Yeah. Were like the top three probably getting like winning. I think those were the kind of the ones.
There was one other person that did Spider-Verse across the 15 to 20.
And I think same thing. I think we all respect Spider-Verse, but I think maybe it's just waiting that third movie. Yeah. And that was a lot of the Dune takes as well. But no, it was a lot of fun though. So please fill it out. Let us know what you think. More brackets to come. Yeah. I think we're definitely something fun we like to do.
Are we the bracket guys?
Are we? Loading. We'll see. No, because like we've done more with some Avatar, The Last Airbender brackets. There's a lot of Star Wars ones we want to do, and so. Yeah.
Well, speaking of Star Wars, so next month, May, is Star Wars month. May the 4th be with you.
Yeah, we're excited.
We're so excited.
We'll give you a little sneak peek of what we're doing next, and kind of like where we see the direction of this going specifically. Is exactly that. Is next month it's Star Wars month.
There's and we're diving deep. Yeah.
First off, let's just get like Andor 2 literally just released today.
First 3 episodes.
So that's crazy. Revenge of the Sith
next week.
This
coming
week out. We're seeing
yeah.
And then like just Star Wars Day and the Darth Maul show. These things being released. Tales of the
Underlord
show.
Underworld.
So, but yeah, Metro's he was cooking.
Yeah.
He went deep. He's got a whole watch order that we've started, so
in chronological order. If you ever have watched Clone Wars, can't get into it, I have the watch order for you. We'll get to that.
It's a good watch order.
It's great. I watch Clone Wars every year. I watch Atla every year, but this Clone Wars watch order is amazing.
It's a lot of fun.
It's amazing.
We both like Star Wars. Metro's definitely more deep than I am. He'd seen every single show.
I've seen everything but Resistance.
Did you watch Skeleton Crew? Is that the last one?
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen... Skeleton Crew came out when we created this watch order.
That's
true.
We
decided that we would hold off until we got to that point in the watch order.
And we're serious because we're starting with The Acolyte.
Insert crickets here.
Awkward silence. So anyways, but it's good. We want to share all with you and more.
Yeah.
And so we'll be talking movies, TV shows. I said eventually at some point I think we're going to start getting some books and some other stuff. And so we want the freedom of this to kind of just go where we want and see. But right now we're in the middle of watching Star Wars, and Star Wars is on the mind. So that is going to be a prevalent topic in our upcoming podcast with Holmes Metro.
We'll probably do some reviews, probably review Andor season 1, just give our thoughts on it.
True.
Andy Serkis, his second appearance in the Star Wars.
So good.
Okay, well, with that, we're just going to keep on grinding.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, though. This has been a blast. This has been fun. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hope maybe you didn't. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But
yeah. I think this is a great way to end. So Ryan Gosling was asked. Did you know Ryan Gosling is in the Star Wars project?
I did. Sorry, but I was just taking. Whoa. Okay, Ryan Gosling.
So Ryan Gosling.
This is a perfect way to end.
Star Wars Celebration Day in Japan.
Yeah.
Somebody asked him what are your thoughts with Star Wars and everything, and he said, my biggest thing is may the Force be with you. And he's like, what is the Force? The Force is the fans, and so may the fans be with you.
May the fans be with you.
And so may the fans be with us as we go through this thing. So thanks for joining us with this. May the fans be with us.